Hi everyone, it's Ride1940 here, and we're back in DCS. We are over the Syria map, and we're doing another instant action mission with the F-14. We're flying over Turkey right now, and our opponents will be two Turkish F-16s. They are, in this scenario, loaded out with guns only, and we are loaded out with 4 sidewinder missiles and guns. This one will be pretty interesting. Unlike our last one with the BVR missiles, we're going to have to manage 2 contacts very close range and see if we can put them down. Alright, so first things first, we're going to flip open the ACM cover, and then I'm going to check to see if the stability roll augmenter is off, and it is. And everything else should be set up how I like it for this scenario. We're going to keep our attitude display up just because we're going to be going through these big clouds constantly, so I want to be able to see the horizon reference line pretty easily. So we switch to sidewinder missiles, and we use the PAL mode to lock the first bandit in front of us. Unfortunately, he's in a cloud bank, and I can't really see him. I also look around, and I can't really see the wingmen either. I'm assuming they're relatively close to each other, so all I can do at this point is kind of close and see what happens at the merge. I'm above the cloud layer, and I'm still closing him because I know that he's going to have to come up to meet us because he only has guns, so he's going to have to break through this cloud layer, and he does that in a pretty spectacular fashion in front of me. So initially I'm really hard on the stick, and we ease off on that. I for a moment think that I'm going to go vertical with him, but at the same time I realize that I'm far too slow for that. As we look over our shoulder in the turn, I can see that he's starting to descend a little bit. His wingman's actually off in the distance, going completely vertical, so we got to keep an eye on him as we come around this turn. So we're gaining on this first F-16. I'm going to keep turning, and then eventually I'm going to roll out the other way as he passes in front of us, and then ease up just a moment to release the first sidewinder shot. And at the same time, we're watching the second F-16 start to dive down on us from above, so we've got to keep an eye on that. So the good thing about the sidewinder missile is that it's tracking on its own, so I'm kind of putting my head back as far as I can to see both of the targets at the same time. So I can see him dive down pretty fast behind me. What I'm going to do, knowing that I'm much slower than him, is sort of snake back and turn into him from the higher position. So I'm hoping with our slower speed here we can turn into him more aggressively and use the altitude to trade off for some speed and a dive back down towards him. So as we merge with each other again, he actually has a chance for a snapshot but doesn't take it. I look over my shoulder and I see him diving down at kind of a strange angle, so I level out the plane, and at this point I want to go vertical so I can roll back down into him as he completes his dive, and we should be in a firing position. So I'm at the point here where I need to roll down into him, and I can't see him at all. I don't know if it's because of his size and the shadows from the clouds over him, or he's actually in one of the clouds. We just can't see him, and that's very unfortunate for us. So we're looking out for the airspace that we think he should be in, and I don't see him. We continue our dive, and we're just going to loop back up again, but Jester gives us a 6 o'clock high call, so we cue in on that. I can barely see him here, and I'm trying to keep my canopy in line with him as we come around. The unfortunate thing is that once he goes over the water, I sort of lose his silhouette and I can't see him anymore. So what we're going to do is just ease off on the turning and kind of gently climb, and because he's going to have to come back up to us again, right? So based on his turn and his speed of where I saw him last, I kind of have an idea of the airspace that he should be in, so we're just kind of looping over the top and watching that spot, waiting for him to come back up. So he climbs up at us with incredible speed, and we're gonna pull out of our dive and start turning over, looking over our shoulder, and start turning over in the direction he's at. We're also using our rudder to keep the wing rock down, and also watching the stick, trying to keep around 330 as we turn around here. So as we're at the top here, I really wanted to roll down into him from my position, but unfortunately we were going 190 knots, and I don't think it's fast enough for us to do that and pull as much as we're going to need to make that turn, so we kind of bend that idea and try to build some airspeed. So it's obvious we're not going to be able to turn with him as we dive once more, so what I'm going to do is actually keep him off to my right side a little bit and dig in behind him. We'll just go up vertically, and as we get to the top of that, we'll be able to roll, sort of point our plane in the direction of travel for him as he's coming out of his turn, and we should line up pretty good. So for those that don't know, you can use your rudder to turn at slow speeds, and that'll help you get over the top and point the aircraft the direction that you want it to go, so you can come aggressively down on the bandit. So we clear the haze, and he's not where I think he should be, but he's not too far off, so that's a good thing for us. We're going to turn with him, but not too aggressively. He's already lost this fight at the moment based on his angle and our speed. So as we get in line with him, we're going to start pulling kind of hard on the stick. We're going pretty fast, so we're going to reduce the speed while we're doing that, and this is going to let us control our closure rate with him and get us in a good position to fire the second sidewinder shot. So we get a good hit on the bandit. I maintain my flight path. I expect him to shoot out in front of me, and he doesn't do that, so that's when I roll over and verify that he's actually dying and going into the water. And with that, it's a mission success. We shot down 2 F-16s with 2 sidewinders. There's no carrier recovery in this mission, it's just a return to an airfield, so all in all, I think we did pretty good. It's actually pretty fun and sort of challenging because of the way that there's 2 major weather layers, or cloud layers I should say, that impede your ability to stay in the fight with someone. So thank you all for watching, and please like and subscribe if you'd like to see more DCS videos. I'll catch you all later.